I am your host, Dr. D. Welcome to Dreams to Reality Ranch. Take this trip with me.
Show it loud, get it loud, turn it up, feel the sound, let's get proud. Step to the rhythm, heart beating wild, sounds on fire, hypnotizing style. Drummers drumming deep, trumpet soars high, aggressive moves, we reach for the sky. It's a vibe, can't lie. Catchy beat bumping, let's dance, you and I. Bollywood twist in the night, we unite. Singing strong, shining through the night.
Welcome, everybody, to my show. We have the godfather of Sun Food. Here, I am so honored to have him, Dr.Aris, here on our show today. I am so excited because it encompasses everything of actually getting back to food in its natural form, and he makes food that actually tastes good. That's what we want. We want food, we want flavor, and you don't even have to add all that processed sugar stuff and all that starch and that fried stuff. I'm not a big fan of that, but if that's your thing, that's your thing. But if you want health, we're talking to someone that is 79 that looks like he's 49. I mean, come on now. Y'all don't got that nowadays. That is just unheard of, probably in y'all little world of not demeaning, but he looks what? Let me bring him to the stage and y'all can see for yourself. He's 79, but he look like he's 49. Come on now. He's looking younger than I am. I mean, this is good. Look at this. Look at that. I know they say black don't crack, but it's a lot more than black don't crack.
Well, thank you so much. I am so happy to be here. So happy to share with your audience today.
I am so happy. We are shooting live from Bigo, so that's my Bigo, and also we're shooting live from TikTok. So thank you, everybody, and Instagram. We're trying to get everybody in. So if y'all have a problem, please let me know that y'all can't hear me. If y'all can't see me, just let me know so I'll know what's going on. So we need that kind of feedback so we know what's going on in the thing. Try to get my son to shoot it, but his way of shooting things and my way of shooting things is totally different. So I'm hoping he's a youngin'. So for people that don't know you, that have not followed you, because they don't know, like, this raw food going on. You were the pioneer behind all of this. And the many greats that I know of, like Matthew Matson, Julian Lavar. These are a lot of people with these plant books that come out, and before there were books, there was you, the real library. Come on, like, the young people might not even know who you are. So help them understand who you are. First of all, tell them who you are, what your name is.
Okay. My name is Dr.Aris LaTham.
LaTham.
Yes. So the original pronunciation of the name, based on coming from Jamaican roots and Barbadian roots, I had to change the rhythm, like
Okay.
capitalizing the T in the last name, you know, and also my first name, the word Aris
Right.
is the root of, greatness.
Okay.
So aristocracy and all of those types of word comes out of there. So Aris itself means the greatest. So I dropped what they call a patronym, the rest of the name that was given to me by birth. So because my great grandfather thought that he was the greatest. So I'm the son of the greatest, So
Right.
that's how it came out. So I'm good. I'm honoring his legacy. The man was brilliant because he was blind, and I grew up next to his side, panhandling on the streets of Colon, Panama. We're talking, I'm born in 47.
Wow.
And the man was just talking I mean, this is like, I'm coming home from elementary school and I'm walking this man through Central Park, for about 3 or 4 hours. But he just kept talking and shaking the pan. And we got some pennies and nickels and quarties because back then the value of coins was like tremendous. You didn't
Right.
need all this other stuff. So anyway, wow, growing up in that 17 years being on the in Gatun, the Panama Canal. My grandfather built the canal. You
Wow.
Yeah, he built the canal. That's how we got there.
Nice.
So fast forward, 17 years later, I end up in Bed-Stuy, migrating. Yeah, they gave us visa to the US because they started negotiating the return of the canal to Panama. And since all of the labor force was African descent, Afro Antillians, they had to figure out what to do to us. So the Spanish folks get the jobs. So
Like,
that's basically what it was. So we all got visa to Brooklyn. So bless their soul. That was a good move. So I lived in the US for 36 years, you know, went to the university there. And you're talking, this is like smack in the 60s. I got there in 64. And, on the college campus in 67, I was in the heat of things. The Black Power movement with, the clenched fist coming out of the Mexican Olympics, the hippie movement, back to the land, let's go organics and so forth, and the anti-Vietnam War movement. It was pretty much a similar scenario to what's going on today. But we weren't punks. Let's put it that way. We stood up to these people. Like we took over the university, the president office. We sat in their office and you stop this stuff. Hell no, we won't go. Hell no, we won't go. We're not going to Vietnam to fight your rice war to see who is going to control the rice in the world. It's the same thing. They turn from rice to oil now. But
right.
the signs of our time. The ante has been upped, and here we are. So food back then, in the 60s on the college campus, and we rocking, me and my posse, we're like, damn man, these foods that we getting up here, because I'm out in the suburbs,
Hmm.
at a part of the City University of New York, but out of the hood. So, so I'm there with this convergence of the Black Power movement, hippie movement, anti Vietnam War movement. And we're looking at the foods that we're seeing, up there and the food we left back in the hood. It's like, yo, they've been serving us weapons. My apples are waxed and all of this stuff you
Right.
know, and they got but anyway, that's when our food consciousness awareness woke up, me and my posse.
Okay.
So we stopped eating cafeteria food because we realized every time you eat the food in the cafeteria, you passing gas. Like, what's going on here? Canned beans, canned beans, powdered mashed potato.
Wow.
So from the 60s, we recognized this. We recognized the direction that this thing was coming to, and look at what it is today.
Right.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Yeah. And then they got y'all now on this plant base. Plant base. Who came up with that? So if plants is the base, what the heck is on the base? That's not plants. Nanoparticles? Frog doodle? Come on now. And y'all buying it up. Oh, I'm plant based. Woo, I'm plant based. Come on now. Come on now. I'm
So
here. I'm
I
here. The 60s are still here. We haven't left yet. This is a revolution.
true. Yes, it is.
This is a revolution.
So how did you discover Sun Food? Like, how did I mean? Because it
Oh
was
man.
unheard of. Like you said in the 70s. I'm gonna be clear. My boyfriend before his passing, he was 59, but he didn't look like he was 59. I was in my 30s when I dated him. Unfortunately, he passed away in a car accident. But he would tell me about, like, y'all got these new terms called vegan. There's no such thing as vegan and pescatarian and all these new words. He said it's a market scam. That's what it is a market scam. He's like, when we ate food, he showed me bread, that brown bread that came in a can. I was
Oh
like,
yeah.
what? I
Yeah.
said, what? He's like,
Yeah.
he's like, everything we ate was either you bought it or was in a can. And he said it was not as processed like you guys. Y'all be making stuff and adding stuff and putting colors and in the lab. He
Oh
said
my
you're eating
goodness.
more. He said you're more lab vegetarians if you want to be that than anything else. And I'm like, lab vegetarian. I said, I thought we're eating food to be live. He said that's what they tell you, but it's not. It's a marketing scam.
Okay,
So
so what I did, you see standing behind me here. These are what we call in Jamaica OTET apples, or
oh,
also known as water apples. In some places, wax apples and things like that.
right.
But they really shape more like pears, rather than apples. But you know how it is in Jamaica.
Beautiful.
A lot of stuff, we just call them apples and pears are really the same anyway. So basically, with my background, I was born like 30 minutes from here. So where I am right now, I am in the rainforest, on the Caribbean coast of Panama. I'm in the mountains. I am on a 700-acre permaculture fruit farm. Do,
Beautiful.
do you know what that means? It means that we have a good 75 ex- variety of exotic fruits, not just these water apples here. We got jackfruit, soursop, sweet sop. Oh, I mean, we're rocking it hard here. So this was set up intentionally,
Okay.
intentionally with all of these varieties. Plus, we have a lot of the locally oriented fruits and stuff like that. But coffee. When I walk down on the pathway, and I look at the coffee, I don't see coffee beans. I see coffee fruit.
Okay.
Yeah, but because what I want the water. I want the structured water. I want the liquid from that fruit. I don't want the bean, and worse, even roasted. So you're talking caffeine and all of that. What fire kills. Once you apply fire to a seed, to a food, you destroy the life. All living entity on this planet function on what is called an enzymatic level. Enzymes,
Enzyme.
catalysts. So without enzyme, there's no life. So what I've observed, of course, when you apply heat to food, or for that matter, any living plant, any living animal, any living human being, when you apply heat above the highest recorded solar temperature ever on this planet, which was 135 degrees, recorded in a place named accordingly, Death Valley, California. Everything dies in Death Valley. So how you gonna go get some rice, some potato, some yam, and cooking it at this extreme temperatures,
Right.
frying it? They're not even frying no more. They boiling the damn thing in oil and still insult the French, call the damn thing a French fry. That is not a French fry. That, that is a curl up potato fried in oil, fried in grease. And
Right.
your body cannot do nothing with that. That preserves it, and you go hunting and find an old house that's been around since the 60s, that's still there, and you might find between the cracks of the wall a package of some fast food French fries
Mm-hmm.
that still looks fresh. Yeah, yeah. So basically, you're embalming the food when you cook it. So
Right.
what I did here at the age of 23, at the age of 23, we're talking 1970, since I was born in 47, I decided to stop eating animals.
Mm-hmm.
And we need to call the thing what it is. About don't, stop eating meat, stop eating. The thing is animals, period.
Right.
Forget the ducks and the chicken and the fish. Carnivore, flesh eater. How you go eat some secondhand protein to make protein? But
Right.
that's a whole nother. I mean, look, I can give you a lecture for about 60 hours right now, and you'll be puking in your life, literally, in your vomit, trying to get all that stuff out of your system. So what you're seeing here manifested in me is that I have hacked the aging process. They call it epigenetics. So I have been preserving my body. Even now, like you know what I got in my hand, what I'm drinking. Actually, I'm on a fast. Today is day 2 of a
Okay.
very extended fast that I am on.
Okay.
And so what I got here, there's ginger in here, noni juice, lemon juice, coconut water, and star fruit. Yeah, those 5 finger
I like
star
that.
fruit.
I love star fruits.
So this is what's in here, and wow, it just clears my system, clears it completely. So basically, since I started yesterday, I've been on an elimination, roll.
Okay.
It's like stuff is just coming out, coming
Nice.
out. It's being hydrated, softened up, and loosening up, and it's coming out. Now, why I'm on this fast,
Mm-hmm.
and why did I decide that I'm going to fast for 79 days? Today is day 2 of my life fast for the year. So since I became 68, at 68, I decided that I was going to fast for 68 days,
Nice.
one day for every year that I've been rotating around the sun. So now 79, I'm fasting for 79 days. And
Nice.
when I say fasting, it's liquid. Like, let's be careful with the word fasting. because to fast, the classical definition of the word to fast means hold fast, which means nothing
Right.
gets past your lips at all. But of course, I'm a linguist. I have a master's in linguistics. So I know the power of word sound. And I know how languages evolve. So today it has been accepted. It's accepted that once you're not digesting, the body is fasting. So I'm not taking any solid food, any fiber into my body for 79 days. So all of this is pressed. There's nothing, no pulp, no kind of fiber, nothing, because a little bit of fiber activates the digestive system. And the digestive system literally is like a beast. Once you activate that monster, it's ready to eat everything in sight.
Right.
So avoid the first bite. And that's basically the main thing. But keep drinking.
Okay.
So I'm drinking like 6 quarts a day, a
Wow.
gallon and a half. And what I drink is structured water,
O-
H3O2 or
Okay.
H2O3. Structure. So I'm just drinking water from plants. So
Make
now it's over 40 years, almost 40, I think about, oh man, like 46 years or something like that now, that I don't drink water that does not come through a plant. All
nice.
of my water comes through a plant. Living water, structured water, coconut water. Look, on this farm, we have planted, bearing right now, 150,000 coconut trees. That's why I'm in the rainforest. 150,000 coconut trees, and we're on a 700-acre farm. Now we could plant this whole place up. So some people are like, oh, this and that. Look, you're in the wrong place.
Okay.
That's what I realized like 20, what was it? 2000, 26 years ago. I'm like, wait a minute. I got to get out from the US. I
Okay.
got to get out from New York. Because if coconuts can't grow,
Uh-oh.
neither can I.
Right. I like that.
So I have to live where coconuts grow. And you see what's going on today. The price of coconuts, oh my God.
Up, 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 up. It's crazy.
So we have been planting these trees, fruit trees all over this place.
Mm-hmm.
So myself, I travel around the world. I have many homes like this.
Mm-hmm.
Costa Rica, Brazil, Jamaica, St. Lucia, you name it, Ghana, South Africa. I stay in the tropical belt, number one. Ibiza. So when I'm in Europe, I'm not on the continent. I'm
Okay.
down by Ibiza. I'm on the island that the Moors used to run.
Right.
When the Moors conquered Spain and ruled it for years, this is it. This was the main base, Ibiza. So all of this kind of places, this is where I vibrate. So I travel around the world teaching people how to defend their life. So the concept of sun-fired foods, when I got into this at the age of 23 and just started eating plant foods exclusively, I was just applying what I was learning because I was so fascinated with the whole concept. It rung loud bells with me, and I wanted to go deep into it. So I ended up buying 15,000 books. So anything I wanted to know about real living, natural living, personal growth. So my 15,000 books in my library was all growth books, self-growth books,
Nice.
meditation, Tai Chi,
I
yoga,
like.
you know. So I didn't have any fiction in my library. If it wasn't contributing to my growth, then I don't need it because it's not now. I needed things that I could apply now, and I didn't have any fiction, no jokes, no stories, no comedy, none of that kind of stuff. It was all about self growth. So growing up with this type of spirit and literally eating books, yeah, every book that I found on raw, because I'm in New York during these times, and I'm going down, the village in all the old bookstores, and I'm finding some gems, stuff going back to the 1800s. Do you know that in the 1850s, the standard American diet, the SAD diet, got called out
In the 1850s.
in
Wow.
the 1850s? It was a Christian revolt against the standard American diet. So this is when the Seventh-day Adventists and a lot of these folks now who I don't know, they seem to have lost it too, though.
Yeah, they have.
It's hard to find a Seventh-day Adventist who don't eat animals these days, or the ones who still hooked to not eating animals. They're eating a lot of texturized vegetable protein, fake food.
Hmm.
Because literally, when you check people who got into this lifestyle through religion, their motivation was thou shalt not kill. So after thou shalt not kill, anything goes. So you see all the chemicals in those products that came out of their home base, Loma Linda, California, the base of the Seventh-day Adventists, their headquarters, and the products, and all the TVP, all the fake meat, you know, protein dishes and stuff like that. They hooked it up. But anyway, fast forward, thank them for opening up the way. You know, Helen G. White, Counsels on Dietetics. That's one of the books that I read. And this was a Seventh-day Adventist book. And back then, they were talking about raw food, period.
Mm.
So, but me reading all of these things and I'm seeing this word raw food, I'm like, nah, this food is not raw. This food is not raw. Because I'm in New York and you go out to Coney Island, there's the raw bar. Clams. So I'm like, no, this is not about clams and that kind of stuff. This is not raw food. Or you go to a certain expensive gourmet restaurant and they got a lobster bouncing on your plate. So yeah, so they can wax it right there for you on the spot. So I'm like, no, this is not even living food or live food. Because those were the terminologies that used to be used back then. Raw food, living foods. So I'm like, no, I can't use those words.
Okay.
I cannot use those words to describe something like, yeah, my fruits that I have here, to describe lettuce, tomatoes, almonds, walnuts. There's nothing raw about these things.
Hmm.
These foods come ready to eat. They're literally cooked by the sun. So back then, see, when I got into this, into all raw foods, this was 6 years later after becoming a full vegetarian. And I don't really, it's hard getting me to use the word vegan. Yeah, that's not part of my repertoire either. Bless their soul. It was, an Englishman in 1942 wanted to distinguish the plant eaters or vegetarian into two different groups.
Wow.
One that got into it because of the animal rights movement, and then the ones who did not get into it based on the animal rights movement. So the ones who got into it based on defending animals, the rights of animals not to be slaughtered and eaten, they call them vegans. So
Mm,
I have a hard time using that word because I didn't get into it based on animal rights movement.
right.
I got into it based on my human rights. And as a
Okay.
human being, I don't want the relationship with animals who don't want a relationship with me. So I'm not going to chase down an animal for food if the animal is trying to run away from me.
That makes sense.
Or likewise, I'm not going to try to slaughter an animal who's trying to chase me down, trying to slaughter me. So come on, family, wake up, wake up. So, in looking through all of what was being said to describe this food, because when I got into it, it was because I was not sick. Everybody else I knew in the first year of eating raw food, everybody I met that was 100% raw, it was because they were sick and
Wow,
they got into it to heal their disease. So I did not get into it based on being sick.
that's nice.
I
So,
got into it based on being, well, let me say, intelligent,
okay.
based on being educated, based on reading all those books and observing and seeing the difference. So I got into it, and in getting into it, the raw food cuisine that was out there, it was like, God damn, you got to be sick to eat this thing. No flavor, no energy, no bio. And as you mentioned earlier, I'm the flavor master.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm the flavor master. You bring, I grew up in my great grandmother's kitchen. I grew up in my grandmother's kitchen. I grew up in my mother's kitchen. These are all chefs by their own right. So
Right.
I know how to spice.
I like that.
That's part of growing up at home.
Right.
A lot of you, many people today don't even know how to boil water.
That
Some of you don't even have a kitchen. You don't even need a kitchen.
they have a kitchenette.
You have a kitchenette and got a microwave, and that's it. Or
Yeah.
not, probably not even that. They just, I remember back in the days when the fast food industry started up, in Brooklyn in the 60s. Don't cook tonight, called Chicken Delight. That was the big guy on the block, Chicken Delight. And of course, we see what has happened now. Bless their soul. It's all about business, but karma is real.
Right.
Karma is real. You cause the slaughtering of certain animals, they're gonna kill you back. So all of these diseases that we're facing today, most of them are oriented towards eating animal diet. So karma is real. You cause the death of these animals, they're going to cause your death as well, but your death is going to be slow and painful. We call it disease. Yeah,
Yep.
disease. Yeah, chronic or whatever.
Right. I like
So
that.
so what I did back then, the words that were being used, raw food, living food, and somehow, somewhere, somebody was using a word that was called unfired foods.
Unfired foods. I like that.
So I said, I'm not going to use raw food. It doesn't relate, negative. I'm not going to use living food, lobsters bouncing on my plate, negative. And I'm not going to use a negative to describe something positive. There's nothing on about this food. So unfired food left a bad taste in my mouth, But it turned on my crystal ball
Okay.
because what I did, the word sun fired, all I did as a brilliant young guy into this stuff, and my crystal bar was clear because my digestive system was clear, my colon was clear, my immune system was clear. Simple. I added an S to unfired and came up, coined the word sun fired because I've trademarked it.
Okay.
Sun fired. So, what is sun fired? Sun fired are foods that are cooked by the sun. The growing period is the cooking process. So, right now, the sun is the only chef on the planet, period. I am not a chef. I might be more towards, say, being a food artist. Sun fired. You need to add the D. It's
Oh,
one
right.
word.
Okay. Sunfire.
One word,
Oh,
sun
okay.
fired, one word, and you can capitalize the F, but it's one word with a D at the end. Sun fired foods, foods that are cooked by the sun. So, right now, the sun comes into my neighborhood every day for 12 hours and meticulously cooks my food. So, you can see with fruits, you could see how interesting it is. Like with this fruit here, this OTET apple.
Right.
So you could tell which one was grown closer to the outside of the tree
Correct.
and not to the inside. You see these here? You see
Right.
some, yeah. So the more they get exposed to the sun, the rich, brighter the color.
It's
So so this is a sun drop. This is a condensed sun. A lemon is a condensed sun. So these are sun drops. So I eat the sun. This is about eating the sun. But of
okay.
course, we can't jump up and grab a bite of the sun, but we can take these sun drops and eat them. And this is now doing an effective transfer of the solar energy from the food into our body, into our life. And the critical thing is the water, the liquid. So you have to be very careful how you manage food. You do want the liquid out of each food. So when I approach that coffee, I want that coffee fruit. I want that red pulp around that seed. So I take that coffee fruit, that pulp. It's not a bean. What they
Right.
were rocking with is the seed of a fruit. But I take that coffee fresh like that and I would put it in a blender. Don't take the seeds out. I put it in a blender with coconut water and I turn the volume or the speed of the blender all the way down,
Okay.
all the way down to the lowest level. So, literally, when I turn that blender on, it is now stripping the fruit off of the seed, off of the coffee bean.
Okay.
So now I get the pulp, the red part, and I would put it through a colander, separate the seeds, and fill up that blender with now just pulp from the coffee fruit, blend it, and press it out. Look it up. Look up coffee fruit juice, please. You are getting all of the serotonin. You are getting all of the happy energy that we're supposed to be getting from the coffee without the caffeine. So, Ethiopians, bless your soul. The Ethiopians are the ones who introduced to the world the roasting of coffee bean. Come on, y'all are brilliant people, but for y'all to do something like that, to roast coffee and make it toxic. Because the more heat you apply to any living food, the more toxic it becomes.
It died.
Look at coca leaf.
That one.
Yeah. And when you process it, you get cocaine. Look at there's a seaweed. There's a seaweed that's called kombu.
Yeah.
Kombu. You process it and you get MSG. So let's be careful, family, how we processing these foods. And also many of us are eating things that are not food, like fungus. So don't let me loose now. Y'all be talking about your mushrooms and all these other fungus or fungi,
Fungi, right? I
but
get
we
you.
ain't gonna go there because I am not here to take any food out of anybody's mouth off your plate because you know it's like trying to grab a bone out of a dog's mouth. They're gonna bite you.
Been there,
So,
done that.
so I consider your food to be sacred. So for me, I am not here, you know, uh, trying to be junior Dr. Sabi and telling you you can only eat this and this one plate fits everybody. No, you need to find out for yourself
I say.
and you need to get into defending your life because no matter how much I tell you, you're not going to believe it. But look at me, believe me or not. I'm climbing coconut trees right now at the age of 79.
Yeah, I know. I see. Look good. Like I
Yeah,
said, I wasn't lying. I mean, you don't look like you're 79. You look like you're 49. And that's the
please.
difference.
I can jump off the second floor of an average house
Mm-hmm.
and land safely on literally with my knees intact. So I don't my cartilage, all of this, that ain't going nowhere. And
Right.
that is because I do not eat starch.
Okay.
So come on home now.
I like that.
I'm coming right to you now. Starch. You heard that word starch.
Art, yes.
Starch is not food. They got a special legalese name for it. Complex carbohydrate. Come on now. What is a complex carbohydrate in nutrition? It's supposed to be a precursor to sugar. A complicated.
Wow, right?
So you know what your complex carbohydrates are. Your grains, your beans, and your deep roots, like the cassava, the yam, the Trilani yam, the Jamaican yam, the manioc,
Yeah.
all of these stuff. Potatoes.
Yep.
The deeper the root, the less water is in it. Some of them don't even have a drop of water. So the less water, the more starch. The
Okay.
closer the root grows to the surface of the earth, right beneath the surface of the earth, those roots are full of water. Like you can make juice out of carrots. And some of them are even sweet. Beet. Beet gives you sugar
Mm-hmm.
as opposed to starch. So this is a simple carbohydrate. Beet as a root is literally a simple carbohydrate. So what a simple carbohydrate? This fruit above my head right here. And
Right.
all fruits, they are sugar, period. Simple carbohydrate, but you have a problem when you try to eat the complex carbohydrate because your body cannot harmoniously process complex carbohydrates if you're eating fruits.
Right.
The brain gets a signal that, oh, you just ate all that watermelon. So what the heck you trying to do with this potato a couple of hours later? You're full of sugar. How you gonna turn this potato into sugar? And you already got enough. So this is what it's all about. So these complex carbohydrates, you check every single one of them. Rice, potato, corn, it hasn't been more than 7,000 years. Come on now, let's get to the fact. Fact check me.
Yes, I believe it
Fact
because
check me. It hasn't been more than 7,000 years that we've been eating complex carbohydrate, starch.
right,
They are not food.
right.
And if the more starch you eat, the less fruits you're going to consume. And when you eat starch and you don't digest it, you're not turning it into sugar. It's diabetes,
Mm-hmm.
glaucoma.
High blood
Come
pressure.
on now.
I can name a whole bunch.
Yeah, we got to reverse all this stuff and get rid of these glasses and
Mm-hmm.
all these other crutches that we're wearing because it's just helping us to tolerate more consumption of starch.
Bingo.
So let's avoid the glaucoma. Let's avoid the arthritis. Let's
Mm-hmm.
avoid the knee that's brittle,
That.
that's calcified. Starch, starch, starch. It's a big job
Mm-hmm.
because starches are actually drugs.
Yeah, it's addicting.
It's an addiction.
Mm-hmm.
And it's one of the worst addictions. It's the worst, not one. It's the worst addiction because you are the manufacturer of the drug.
I check.
Ashe.
Seriously, people might not know, but sugar is the biggest addiction here in America. And I find that when they make food, it's 10 times sweeter than anything else anywhere else. Like I've lived in Guam for so long. When I came here, I'm having a hard time adjusting. The food is more salty here.
Oh,
It
geez.
has, I mean, for me, I'm used to everything being fresh because that's where I come from. And then I lived overseas in Thailand and all of that. So everything is fresh. Like we have farmers markets. That's where you get your food and you make your food the same day. We
That's
don't need a
right.
refrigerator. I'm just saying,
Yeah.
but here it's different. And I notice my body, it hurts from eating, just going to the local. Whole food is not whole food anymore. What is it? The other one, Sprouts is not Sprouts anymore.
No, they took the life out of those things.
Right.
So, but the deal is now you mentioned one word there that's the biggest problem on the planet right now when it comes to food. Salt. Salt.
Yes.
Salt has no place in the scheme of human dietary life.
I get it.
Salt is an enemy. Salt is what makes you eat food that you should not be eating. You see, when they take those potatoes out of the boiling oil, the first thing they do is shake the salt shaker on it. So look, I haven't eaten out in over 40 years now, damn near 50 years, not even at some of my students' restaurant, because everything is salted. Right now, I can't take any more salt. I can't take one more taste of salt. I have watched what salt has done to other people's body. I've watched what it has done to my body, and I cannot tolerate any more salt in my life. So even innocent foods like olives, oh my God, they're buried in salt. Yeah, innocent foods like miso, tempeh, these cultured soybean that are really not even food, they're buried in salt. So let's be careful. Even seaweed, you got to be careful with seaweed. Remove the salt, sea moss, all of them. But I think we've gone too far overboard with some of these things these days. You want food. The original meaning of the word food, pull out your scriptures. Go back to Genesis and find that passage that says, behold, for I've given unto you the seed yielding trees, and unto you they shall be your meat. So if there is a law of food, There it is. The original meaning of the word meat is food. So don't try to take me beyond meat. We ain't going beyond meat. Yeah. And what's the thing? What's the thing now that they got something out there? Scuddy. Is it Scuddy or something? What the word? Someone out there. Uh, yeah. But anyway, let's emphasize the positive. This is what I'm here about. I'm not here to call out people who are living behind the economics of selling food. So anyway, wow. What about celery? Excellent. Celery juice, celery in my juice. Yep, perfect. Celery, cucumber. Woo! Well, family, with all this ginger, all this lemon, all this noni juice, I need something to cool the fire down. So I'm going to go into my lab and I'm going to make some fresh apple juice, OTET apple juice. Thank you so much for this wonderful opportunity. And I look forward to coming back into your sphere and share a whole lot more. We just barely cracked the surface. So look out for my works. My book should be out definitely before the end of the year. And, I'll give you uh, a passageway to how you can come and study with me privately. I'm not receiving students as I used to. I'm not receiving, but I do have a 36-hour food certification course, but there's a process. There's a process for you to be able to come and study with me. So keep in touch. Sunfired at sunfired.com. That's the email address. That's all you need is that word, sunfired. So sunfired at sunfired.com, and we would answer your questions as to how you can participate and embrace with my teachings. Thank you so much, family. Wow. Next time. See you next time. I look forward. Peace and blessings and great love to you.
tools to get over it, under it, through it, and above it, yeah. Because I travel to the south, to the north, to the east, to the west, through many portals and dimensions, to reach the height in the universe, to come together.